Hey guys, today we have a very interesting comparison. Ronnie's 1999 version versus 2023 Empro Pro winner Michal karizo. Well guys, because of this comparison, I have lost 10,000 US dollars straight away with my friend in a bet. And you know why this happened? Well, guys, I was arguing with my friend. He was betting with me that no any pose Michal karizo can beat Ronnie Colman in comparison. I said one pose or maybe two pose he can beat. But after comparing, I got a result. Before giving you the idea of my result, I will compare these two freak of nature, freak of bodybuilding in the comparison video. So let's start it, guys. The first comparison is front double bicep. Well, guys, if I look these two bodybuilders, especially the Ronnie, the King Colman, he's like a beast in this pose. I think there are very few bodybuilder in the world can beat Ronnie in this pose, or I can say there is a no bodybuilder in the world can beat Ronnie in front double bicep. So how Michal karizo has the caliber that he can beat the king of front double bicep, the King Colman. In other words, I would say Ronnie has the legend in this pose. He has the legendary peak of biceps. Look at these guys. The guns of Ronnie is amazing. Always look handsome and pretty in everywhere from tricep to bicep. Everything is visible very clearly and the frame of Ronnie was flawless, guys. Look at that. On the other hand, if we look at the Michal karizo, he was looking beast as well, and he is fuller by all around, and also he has a good biceps as usual, and also he has a very wide structure. But guys, if you look at the comparison by the skin and texture, Ronnie was well ahead of Michal karizo. And also the waist of Michal karizo looking very big and wide in comparison with Ronnie. Although Ronnie has a very wide waist as well, but Ronnie was outstanding by his amazing body parts and structure. So I think this pose is very easily won by Mr. King Ronnie Colman. Now move on to our second pose, that is called front lat spread. Guys, in this pose, very seemingly differences I'll notice. If you notice as well, one thing is very clear here. The Colman is look like a Hulk. On top of that, his body has very good striations all over there. If you look at his chest, it has a very nice fiber, and his legs also show the fiber as well. His quads are looking big and very tight and grainy, and also Ronnie has a wide lats and his shoulders are very wide, his biceps are very big. So this is very good overall performance by Ronnie. On the other side, if you look at the Michal karizo, he has a good structure and a body, but he has a clear visible striations in his chest and thighs, but he has a good separations in his thighs as well, but the maturity in the chest was very less as compared to the Ronnie. One thing is good about Michal karizo, he has a good tanning in his body. And if I look at the midsection of Ronnie, he has a very good flaring and visible abs. Also he very dominant by his structure, but on the other hand, in the midsection, karizo missing the abs. I think it will be a joke if I will not give this point to the Ronnie. Now we have a next pose is side chest. In the side chest department, guys, look Ronnie Colman first of all. he can attract any eyes by his physique. If you look at his upper body, he has almost no flaws in his body. And the cherry of the top, if you look at the wheels of this guy, it is clearly separated from the side as well, and it has very thick from all over. And also the striation in his chest also visible from the side as well, and the width of Ronnie is also incredible, and his abs and his midsection is tighter. On the flip side, you can see the Michal Karizo. He has a hanging hamstring in his wheels. If you look at the thickness of his wheels is incredible as well, and the width of his upper body is also majestic. And but the maturity of conditioning by in his physique is always be a factor where he can easily defeated by Ronnie. And also there are many other factors as well are dominating in this comparison. By the eyes of judges, all the way win by Ronnie in this pose straight away. Now let's move on to the next comparison pose, which is side tricep. Guys, according to me, it is not as best pose for Ronnie, but on the other hand, karizo has no sharpness in his physique as well. Also, his conditioning not as good as Ronnie in this pose. I think both men are not looking good in this pose, but still Ronnie has the graininess in his physique, and you can see the striations in his shoulder from the sides. But on the other hand, Michal has a big biceps, but we cannot forget that Ronnie also has a big 24-inch biceps as well. In the end, I will give this point to the Ronnie. Today's fifth pose is back double bicep. Guys, I would say this pose easily win by Ronnie. If you guys think that I easily give this point to the Ronnie and why I did that. Guys, there are very few bodybuilders in the world who can challenge Ronnie from the backside. But not karizo in those bodybuilders who can challenge Ronnie in the back double bicep. So I give straight away this point to the Ronnie by don't comparing anything. I mean, guys, come on. There are very few bodybuilders. I give you an example of bodybuilders like Dorian Yates and Phil Heath. There are very few bodybuilders who are challenging Ronnie from the behind. So, but still, Michal Karizo has a lot of time to improve in his back. In future, he might be compete or he can be compete by from the backside. But today, if you look at the structure and the overall comparison, Ronnie is clearly dominate in the back double bicep. You can see easily, guys. If we look at our sixth pose, that is back lat spread, you can see the same story here as well. I mean, guys, look at the lats of Karizo. It is not as wide as Ronnie, and Ronnie has one of the widest lats in the world. Also, guys, look at the conditioning of lower half of Ronnie is much better than Karizo. Karizo has a lot of work to do from his back department. So in this comparison, I'll give this point to the Ronnie. There is a seventh pose, that is abs and thighs. Guys, I was sure about this pose that Michal Karizo can beat Ronnie in this pose, but after watch this picture in comparison, I see a big difference that Karizo is lack in conditioning and hardness all over, and the X frame of Ronnie was much better than Michal. I don't know why, what is the reason behind that. Ronnie has very clearly winner in this pose as well. His midsection and his abdominal section, his obliques are clearly visible, but I would say Karizo also has a clear conditioning in his midsection, but overall in comparison I'll easily give this point to the Ronnie because of his graininess and hardness in all over the physique, and the axe structure he has carry is much better than karizo. Today's final pose is most muscular, guys. In this pose, I would say Michael Karizo is not looking as bad as other shots in compared to Ronnie the King Colman, but Ronnie is look like a predator. He come from another planet, guys. His delts are big, his shoulders are popping and striated, his front delts and his behind and rear delts and side delts also looking great. His biceps are separated and peaks, and the vascularity in the biceps is amazing. His chest is striated all over, and his thighs are like a popping like a beast. And on the other hand, Michael Karizo is looking good. If you look at the traps, so Michael Karizo is also very big, and his shoulders are also very big, and Michael Karizo is very popular by his upper body, but his lower body is not as big as Ronnie, but also the striations as compared to the Ronnie, he has a less one, and so this point also win by Ronnie in this last pose. So the time is come, guys. Finally, if I summarize this comparison, I am shocked, guys. Truly, I am shocked. There is a no pose, there is a none, there is no any pose in which Michael Karizo managed to beat the King Ronnie Colman. Ronnie win by 8-0 over Michael Karizo. So that's why I lost $10,000 with my friend in a bet, guys. This is the biggest reason. I was thought that Michael Karizo have the ability to beat at least one pose to the King Ronnie, but King Ronnie is a different animal, and he has a world class level of caliber in bodybuilding. Everyone know that Ronnie like an animal will not born again on the planet. But there are many builders which can be compared to the Ronnie, but Ronnie was born only one in the world. That's why, guys, I love Ronnie. I hope you guys like my video. If you like this kind of comparison, so please go ahead and subscribe my channel. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.